So this is something that we know is going to continue to get worse. I had a few dreams about the decline and the continued push of just sexuality getting worse and more promiscuous, and it being pushed on kids younger and younger. And then, make sure to pray if you have any kid, or just pray for, the Christian youth growing up, because that's something that, we know is going to continue to be pushed on them, going to continue to be pressured. And if they try to live, a holy lifestyle God's way, they're going to be ridiculed. And, we know that that's coming. But I'd had some dreams about it getting worse. The one dream, there was a guy and a girl sitting at a table discussing the current hookup scene, and this guy wanted to be with the girl and just thought because he wanted to he should be, and she was disgusted with all the different guys that she was sleeping with, and was disgusted with the whole scene. I didn't sense that she really wanted anything to do with God's way either, though. But I said, this isn't how it's supposed to be. That's not how God intended it. And I tried to tell them about marriage, and you're supposed to wait until marriage. And when I said that, they were just totally aghast that I could say that. And they started, that's oppression. How dare you tell somebody what they can do, with their body. And it was very clear they had been taught that they couldn't sin, they couldn't do any wrong anymore. There was no wrong. If you wanted to do something, that's what you wanted to do. I could sense that in the atmosphere, and I felt like this was like I was dead when this happened. I was interjected there as a Christian spirit. And then I said, here, look, let me show you in the Bible what it says. And I pulled a Bible out of a gym bag, and when I said the word Bible, they just jumped up out of their chairs, screaming and yelling, "He's got a Bible, he's got a Bible, he's got a Bible." And everyone went running out of the room, and a SWAT team in full riot gear with masks and goggles and machine guns and everything came running into the room because I had a Bible. I just said the word Bible, and they went ballistic and called in a SWAT team over me trying to bring in a Bible to talk to them about how God had intended sexuality to be. The next dream I had, or another one I had. This one I had first. This one was there's no way I could really share this one. It's easier after having the other one. But there was a YouTube video where they had asked kids across the world if they believed in God. And most of them said no, and tended to say many of the things you'll hear a lot of the atheists say. They put down the idea, and I don't even remember the video exactly. But they're basically interviewing kids, asking them if they believed in God, and then they were giving your typical response of atheists, saying why they didn't believe in God. This was set up, they were asking them questions about sexuality. And they were asking them things that we know go on, but movies don't even really touch on. These were kind of more, a little more perverse than normal things. And I don't know if, they were kids that meant like kids doing this, or if it was like a representation of the future, like they're kids now, but I don't know. But there were demons in the background while they were interviewing, or if this is demons influence. Well, there were demons in the background, and while they were interviewing these kids and asking them, the demons were just super excited and super happy, and they were like smiling and very happy and cheering the kids on with kind of like an in-your-face attitude that these kids, as these kids talked about the things they did, and that they liked doing these things, and that they didn't care, they liked doing them, therefore they got pleasure from doing them, therefore they were going to do them as long as they could. And the last one I had, it was like a 5th, 6th grade locker room, maybe, girls' locker room. And then there was this older woman, barely wearing anything, who was like all of a sudden there. And it was like, she's not supposed to be there. She's not supposed to be there. And she was just going up to the girls, and this one's also hard to share, but it was just basically like trying to lead them. Like all of a sudden the girls were talking to each other, and this girl's like right in front of them out of nowheres, and then like kind of surprising them, trying to lead them down a promiscuous path. And then they turn around, and other girls had joined in with her, and they turn around, and then these other girls who had joined in with her were right in their face, trying to lead them down this path. And a lot of them were just talking to each other about normal things you would talk about, and then these girls would just, or this spirit or woman would just be right in front of them, trying to lead them down this path, and they turn around, and then the other girls were there, and they were just trying to like be normal, and everywhere as they went, the spirit or the woman, whatever it was, and these girls were right there. And so continue, pray for the youth groups, and any of the Christian youth, because there's going to be a lot of persecution. And I forgot about, at the end of that dream, there's a YouTuber named, I think his name is Corey Maxwell. He's like, I don't know, I'm not good with ages, maybe 12 years old. In this, the end of the dream, the last one I shared, there was a boy with a backpack, and while this was going on in the locker room, this YouTuber, he posts a lot of Reformed videos, Charles Spurgeon and the Puritans. He was talking almost kind of like he was like a spirit, or I'm not really, he was sort of like projected there, and where on his head, where you would wear a yarmulke, his head was scalped where a yarmulke would be. And he was telling this other boy there something along the lines of, well, it was along these lines, I don't remember the exact words. The only way to true happiness is to serve Jesus with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. He was saying, remember what I told you, to this other boy. He kept telling him, remember what I told you, remember what I taught you. The only way to true happiness is to serve the Lord Jesus with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your body, with all your mind, and to love him and to live for him. And I don't know if that means something's going to happen to him or if it was just a representation. I think it was just a representation. I have no idea. But that was yeah. So yeah, continue to pray for the youth and the youth groups, and with, you already see that it's here, but just continue to pray for them with these attacks that are going to come upon them.